All right. Yo, it is another edition of the IOS podcast presented by Miller Lite, official partner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Tastes like Miller time. Philadelphia, celebrate responsibly. Jack Fritz just hanging out at the shore. No big deal. Doing the pod outside on a deck. Well, you know, we're back here working. No big deal. How you doing, Fritzy?
There's nothing better than Phil's down the shore. I'm just saying,
you look
my
very
favorite.
happy right now.
It's my favorite thing in life. It's my favorite thing in life, watching the Phils down here. So, yeah, listen, we'll see if anyone stops by and is looking to help join the podcast.
Yes. Hopefully.
But that would be electric. So, yeah, it was good. Yesterday, I watched on my computer because, God forbid, I'm not one to dime out any place, but they did not have NBC Sports Philadelphia as an option. So I had to watch on my computer. But as always, everyone here knows the rule. You know, sometimes you gotta leave Uncle Jack alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotta work.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was exciting. It was big, and we're not gonna say it. I don't want anyone to say it. We're currently monitoring the situation. But if anyone says the B word, just don't.
It's 2 games. Come on. We can't. I mean, Friday night at midnight, are any of us even thinking about the B word? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. You know?
I was thinking about the C word, cooked. You know, like I was definitely thinking different words than the B word. And but as it is, 2 games happen. And we're monitoring the situation.
Good. All right. So let's get to those 2 games.
Yeah. Because we're not going to talk about Friday. Friday
it didn't happen. Well, we do need to talk about one person who participated. I'm not going to say played in Friday's game. I'm going to say participated in Friday's game. That's what
Let me put this out there about Friday night. Here's my positive on Friday night, okay? The positive on Friday night is that I believe that might have been Taijuan Walker's last start as a Philly.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, do you really believe that, though? Like, in your heart of hearts, do you really believe that?
Yes.
Really? Wow, because I don't. I think we'll see him again. I hope so.
I think maybe one more start, but...
Okay. Good. All right.
But
so maybe.
There is a chance that was Taijuan Walker's last start as a Philly.
I mean, it should be. Like, at a certain point... You have to say, I don't care how much money we paid this guy. Like, everyone else is a better option. You might hate him. Colby Allard is a way better option than Taijuan Walker right now. Like, facts.
I like what I saw from Colby Allard.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Listen, may have said some slanderous things. May have said, not sure he'd get outs in the PSAC. But competitive. And if you squint, you can see Drew Smyly.
It's a tough beat right there. If you squint, you can see Drew Smyly.
You thought I was going to. I know you thought I was going to say Cliff Lee. Yeah,
I definitely thought, if nothing else, someone more prominent than Drew Smyly. For sure,
man.
Yeah.
Drew Smyly had a run about 2 years ago.
Nice little career, man. Nice little career. He did all right for himself.
I feel like Drew Smyly's been around as long as Rich Hill. You know, but like not.
But he hasn't. No.
Dude, Rich Hill is somehow older than you.
I know. He's the only one. I know. He's the only person alive, I think, who's older than me. It's a miracle. I know.
Yeah. No, but Colby Allard is at least competitive within the strike.
He battles, man. He battles.
Yeah. It's not always going to be perfect, but Colby Allard is going to do a job sometimes.
Yeah. Look, what do they do with Taijuan? So, and we'll get to the fun and all, but quickly before we move on Friday, because we can pretend it didn't happen. I'm good with that. But moving forward, like maybe he gets one more start, maybe he doesn't. I think he'll probably get one more start with this 6-man thing they're doing right now. We'll see. But like ultimately, do they just DFA him? Do they just say, yeah, you think they did? Wow.
Yeah. I think they would just DFA him.
You think Taijuan Walker will not finish the season on the Phillies roster?
No, I think this is
turning.
I think this is turning. I think this is turning into. I think it's turning into Didi and Jerry Familia and Odubel all over again, where it's just like, this is a team trying to win a World Series. Like, we can't mess around with Taijuan Walker anymore. And like, it's both Tyler Phillips and Colby Allard. And if Nick continues to pitch well, if like all these guys just give like an opener gives them a better chance. Like if they want to if they want to go that route, I would like Tyler Gilbert. I think gives them a better chance. So yeah, I just wouldn't be surprised if that was his last start. It feels like it's kind of trending in that direction. I don't think they want him out there. I think they view it like it's almost like we used to talk about the Phillies bullpen when they came in the ball game. It was like, well, today's a loss. Mm-hmm. I think that, or we're gonna lose. I think that's how the Taijuan Walker situation is gone. Like I don't know how you can just keep putting him out there and giving this team absolutely no chance to win, because that's what he's doing right now. I mean, he got blasted on Friday. I believe in one inning he allowed 7 balls over 100 miles an hour off the bat. Like, what are we doing? So he's obviously been a disaster. It happens. It's okay, I guess. It's a $72 million sunk cost, but like, he's not going to be in the rotation in the postseason. I don't want him out there for the regular season. And next year, Andrew Painter, I want in the rotation. So, like, it's just not worth having him out there. So, I think it's over. I even if they give him another start, like, I just don't think this is going to be a long-term solution. I think he looks at it and he looks defeated. And like, the days of Taijuan Walker in this Phillies rotation, I think, are numbered.
I agree with numbered. I really hope so. It is a little different. It happens, you say, and it does. But like, Juris Familia was a 1-year contract for, they only owed him a couple more million or whatever it was. Didi, they didn't owe him much money left after that. Odubel, same thing. Like, This guy has like $40 million left on his contract if they're going to DFA him now. 38 million, whatever the number is. Like, and I would do it. I just want to make it clear. I would DFA him. I think he is a sunk cost, to Jack's point. I think he only hurts you on the roster. I'd rather have a roster spot for anybody, and I would just eat it. It is what it is. But you don't see teams do this very often where they will eat this much money.
Oh, Contrermont Ferrer. Jose Abreu, they just did this with the Astros.
They did, yes.
So Astros coming to town. Seems like a
there you
good
go. I like that. Take a lesson.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Now he accepted a minor league.
He went to the minors, yes.
Yeah. Before they ultimately just straight up cut him. So listen, sports teams are making more than ever. You just looked at, if you want to go in Philadelphia, the Eagles ate all of Carson's contract. Yeah. The Broncos ate $80-some million of Russell Wilson's contract.
Yes. So, NFL's a little different because it's like, fake money in some ways and all that type of stuff. The Diamondbacks cut Madison Bumgarner. Shout out to happens. It does happen, but it is rare. It is rare.
No, 100%. 100%. But like, I think for a team that needs a wake-up call, for a team that needs to understand, like, it's go time. And I thought, I agree. Now, outside of the third baseman to start the game yesterday, they looked pretty locked in. We'll get to that. But, it's one of those, like, we're not here to screw around. Like, it's now August. He has been given a majority of the season. It's going to be September next week. Like, we need to turn this around. We need to give our team the best chance to win. We can't, fumble this thing away. So if it comes to I think it's on the table, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the last of Taijuan Walker, and I hope that's the case.
Yeah, I do too. Fingers crossed, I guess, is the best I could say. And look, I think, again, to the main point, it's what they should do. You're trying to win a World Series right now. You're trying to look, you're not even the 1 seed anymore. You're trying to make sure you don't have to freaking play in the wild card round. You have to make sure you're not playing a 3-game series here at home to start, like, when you shouldn't have to. So I'm with you. Every game matters at this point, and just rolling him out there and taking a loss every 5th or 6th day or whatever is it's not acceptable.
Dude, he couldn't even sniff the playoff rotation last year when he won 15 games or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What are the tweets going to be like this year? Like, did he write to Elon and say, please make likes private so that I can get in the postseason? That's what it seems like, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it does. Yeah. All right, let's get to the rest of the weekend, which was way more fun than Taijuan Walker. They scored runs, man. What was that offense? You said Taijuan gave up 7 balls, 100 miles an hour or whatever in 1 inning. I'm not sure the Phillies had that in a week with the offense we were watching prior to this weekend.
Well, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, sorry. It said my mic was muted. It was funny. I believe they scored. I mean, yesterday they scored more runs in that game than they did the entire Brave series, and they hit more home runs in that game yesterday than they did in the entire Brave series. So, and it's interesting because Gelb wrote this morning they saw 55% like off-speed pitches over the weekend, which is like a record I think for this year in baseball. And I think he wrote last week that since mid-July, teams are throwing them 49% off-speed pitches, which would set a major league record since StatCast has been around. So the Royals said, all right, we're just going to continue to spam them with off-speed pitches. And to their credit, they finally adjusted. Like they finally, after the curveball machine rant, they they kind of figured it out a little bit. But like, what were they doing for those 5 weeks without the curveball machine? Not to say like the curveball machine's the end-all be-all, but hey, when you're terrible against off-speed pitches, maybe don't put the thing on dust for a couple of weeks there or a month there. Maybe let's break the old dog out. We got work to do. So it was good offense.
Curveball machines really had a real triumphant redemptive narrative arc here.
It did. It went from the reason Gabe Kapler got fired, or the moment we knew he was done, to might have saved the Phillies season.
What an arc.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's about as Philadelphia as it gets. I mean, was that 5 years ago? I mean, was it 5 years ago?
Oh, man.
I mean, it was 2019,
Yeah,
right?
it would have been 2019. Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, Bryce is mocking the thing. He's laughing at it.
I know, exactly.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I know.
This is no joking matter. The curveball machine is here to stay, and if they put it away again, guess what? Fire everyone, because it's the single most important. It's more important than the jugs machine. Which is more important, the jugs machine or the curveball machine?
I think it's clearly the curveball machine. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah,
it's awesome. And what I loved about when they can do this, it's good. Where it's not just relying on the home run, and obviously, like, of course, doubles in the gap are good, and doubles down the line, and having a big ballpark like Kauffman Stadium, like it's all good. But we didn't see as much flailing. We didn't see as much just trying to lift and launch, which I think they've done a better job of over the last week. I mean, they are 7-4 in their last 11 games. I want to point that out.
Oh, look at you!
I want to point that out.
That's good work right there by you.
And there was just more attempts at small ball. There was more. I mean, we had a hit and run yesterday, James.
I know, it was
followed
wild.
up.
I know.
By a drag bunt in 2024. I felt like they're moving on the base pass. Like hopefully it was a breakthrough moment. Hopefully it was, okay, we're comfortable here. But they got their hands full this week with the Astros coming to town.
And then the Braves,
who traditionally have, obviously, really good pitchers.
Yeah. And then you got the Braves again, the big series after losing 2 or 3 down there. And the Bats clearly not showing up against that Braves team down there. It is, to your point, it's just strange how we can watch this team play the way they had played for, obviously hadn't been the entire, I know they've struggled since London on and off, but really the last 2 weeks, week and a half, where it was just, they couldn't buy a hit and they were chasing everything like we talked about. And then all of a sudden it's like, they just come out and they pound the ball over the yard. It's like, okay, do that more. Like it doesn't seem like it should be that hard where we can go on these stretches.
Yeah, but it is. It is.
I know.
And
I know.
Them more than almost any other team. And again, like, we're not watching day to day other ball clubs.
Right.
Other than, like, I feel like the Yankees are kind of like this, where outside of Judge hitting 51, by the way, which is ridiculous.
Insanity, dude.
I'm just saying.
Insanity.
He's 22 from Bonds. He's 22 from Bonds with 31 to play.
Oh, you're going there? I like it. Good work.
Could he do it?
I mean, it's Aaron Judge. I wouldn't, no, I don't think he will do it, but, Aaron Judge.
He's pretty good. I mean, Judge Soto.
Very good.
Judge Soto is pretty remarkable.
Oh, it's insane. Have you looked at the AL walks leaders list anytime recently?
No. The only walks I care about are Schwarber's.
Dude, it's the Judge and Soto are like 108 and 106 or something like that, and the next most is like 65. It's like
so funny.
It's insane.
The Yankees are mostly mediocre. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're quite mediocre actually. Yeah.
Like with those two
dudes.
It's insane. I mean, the year that Judge hit 60 whatever, they barely even made the playoffs. He was hitting leadoff for him. Would you? Our friend Robert Orr texted us this morning. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have Big Papi and Manny or Judge and Soto?
Oh man, I mean, still Big Papi and Manny, but
really.
So I mean, it's just because of the history and the playoff stuff. Like
sure,
I've not seen Judge and Soto do this together in the playoffs, so
That's
I can't.
Fair.
But I get the point. Like I think Judge and Soto right now are more talented. They're better hitters than Manny and Ortiz were at their top. I think. Like it's close. It's really close. But it's just because I saw Manny and Papi coming through in so many big spots. I can't get there yet. I'll take. It's pretty astounding.
I'll take Harper Bone, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Me too. Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
but you can have Judge Soto. But
same thing.
It's frustrating when they go through it. It's also baseball, but I think this team more than almost any other is just like they all have to do it together. I don't get it. I don't get why it's
weird.
It's team wide, and I mean Trey said that last week where it's like it's weird how we all go cold at the same time, and it shouldn't happen. By the way, I mean Bohm shouldn't go cold for that long. Turner shouldn't go cold for that long. Harper is just like really mired in a serious power outage. I mean he hit a couple doubles this series, which is good, but I mean I don't think he's hit a home run since August 8th.
And he isn't even those doubles. They're like kind of soft down the line, or it's not like he's smoking a ball off the wall or anything like that.
Yeah, so I mean, like I thought he hit one pretty well yesterday. That was a good sign, and like he's definitely not trying to swing as hard, but like we know Schwarber and Harper are going to be more home runs, and then everyone else they should not be this lineup that goes cold all at the same time. Now it's obviously Chase. Like Chase is the thing that kind of comes back to bite them, and I think that if you're looking for a silver lining, if you're looking for, I guess something to make you feel positive about the offense going forward, is that like. Instead of it being the NLCS, where they feel like someone figured out their kryptonite, they figured out their kryptonite in August. And for one series, again, where they threw, 55% off speed pitches, like they did well. So in an optimistic sense, they may have found, hopefully the answer against all the spin, and maybe it was a curveball machine.
Yeah, what if it's just, I'm at the point with this lineup, and again, this weekend was awesome. It was great, but I just feel like even if they figured it out right now and they start hitting again, I feel like I'm just always going to be waiting for that night and that moment where this happens again. And then it's like, and in the playoffs, like no matter how good, we've seen it, they just win a game 10-0 and it feel like every guy in the lineup is the best hitter we've ever seen. And then they can just go cold. So it's like, you're right. And I do think that there is a real possibility because we know that they're way better than they've been. Like we know that this group isn't going to, or most likely isn't just going to not hit again this year. Like, they'll probably start to hit better. I think that could have been a catalyst, but it's just that constant like fear just sitting there waiting for you, and you never know when it's going to come. It is frustrating, Jack. It makes it hard to like. And again, I know we've talked about this many times, and I do believe be hot in October. Any team can win if you get in, if your pitchers are hot, whatever, and their pitchers are going to have to be. But like, it's hard for me to like believe for sure that anything is going to happen offensively in a big moment until they're through the moments. You know what I mean?
Well, as my advice is, don't believe. Just again, currently monitoring. That's all we can do.
Yes.
All we can do is currently monitor. No one say the B word. No one even think about the B word. Just relax. Don't get ahead of yourself. I would never do that. I would never get ahead of myself.
No, you never do.
And start believing.
You're very rational and very logical about it. Yes.
And have the whole day revolved around whether or not the Phillies have won or lost the night before. Like, don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that, and don't believe until it's time. But it's currently not time.
If you were going to believe again someday, let's say, what were some of the things you saw this weekend that you think could have staying power, so to speak?
The biggest one is that it seems like the pitching staff is definitely taking a step forward.
Ranger was the biggest thing that happened this weekend for me. Like of all the stuff, I know the bats hit again. Like Ranger looking as good as he did on Saturday was the single most important thing for me this weekend.
Well, it's Ranger, but it's also Chris Sanchez has looked good. Like Wheeler's looked good. Knowles looked pretty good his last couple outings. So like your big four, your big four are back, and Ranger obviously being back is huge. So all you have to do is kind of deal with the fifth spot every fifth day and see what happens. So I think the starting rotation having the run that they've been back, I mean, that's what made this team different in the first half and the first 2.5 months was, okay, well, the starting staff is ridiculous and they're out of this world. So, are they as good as they were at the beginning of the season at the current moment? No. But, like, they're at least very, very stable. And I think they give this team a good chance to win night in, night out. Like, I think we talked about it last podcast. Like, if you were looking for the positive off the Braves series, is that all the starters in the bullpen look pretty good. Alvarado's situation was obviously not great. After he fixed the mound yesterday, that was a moment.
It was such up 11-3. It was like, of course he's fixing the mound right now. This is such an Jose Alvarado moment.
Are you denying what he did after he fixed the mound?
No, it was great. Yeah, it looked good. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm shocked it's been this long that he's gone without fixing the mound. I feel like it was like every outing for a good, for like the vast majority of his time.
Should have fixed the mound earlier. Yeah. Maybe we wouldn't be in this situation. So, and then Kerkering, I think one of the biggest developments is Kerkering, and he went through a little bit of maybe a dead arm period. Velocity was down, but
he's looked really good.
I mean, he hit 99 over the weekend, which is obviously huge. So getting the fastball command back with him and getting the belief back in that pitch is really, really big. Do I
got
trust
Bobby Witt in that spot too?
Good. Dude, hold on. I was told Bobby Witt was the GOAT. I mean, he is definitely really good. I mean,
good? Yeah.
He hit a foul ball all the way down the right field line yesterday.
I mean, the freaking home run he hit yesterday was a tank shot.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but his home run swing kind of looks like Aiden's. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. It kind of looks like
ahead of yourself.
And by the way, I feel comfortable getting excited about Aiden again. If you noticed, I'm just taking you inside the pod inside my brain there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Always on your brain is the key.
He struggled a little bit at the beginning at Jersey Shore. He went on a little bit of a cold streak. He was not talked about much on this podcast, but he's hitting about his OPS is 1100 in August, so we're back. So we are in a good spot with Aiden.
You could say we're back about Aiden Miller. We're back
again. Like, you can have the little Phillies, that's fine. All right. I'm being pretty serious, like kind of joking, but not joking. Like sometimes around 7:30 or 8. Like, I kind of forget that Jersey Shore or Clearwater or Reading are playing. Like, it kind of slips my brain. Mm-hmm. But when I go to check and see how they're doing, it's like a dopamine hit. I get when I check the live updates on Jersey Shore and Aiden is one or has a hit or two hits or, God forbid, hits a home run. Now, Mitch Rupert will post if he hits a home run, and it's like, again, a notification that I damn near well up at. Mm-hmm. But it's literally, there's few things that bring me as much joy as seeing if Aiden gets a hit, seeing if Dante Nori gets a hit, seeing if Carson DiMartini gets a hit. It kills my soul that Griffin Burkholder is currently on the IL, and it's my favorite. So it's all good. It's all good.
I'm really happy for you, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you have this. Yeah.
No, good. The minor league season can never end. That's.
It's good. I don't know how we got there. I was like,
don't
know. Yeah. I was
what do you see as being
You're like Aiden Miller.
Right. So, pitching wise is a big positive. Starting staff definitely. The bats, I can't do it yet. I can't bring myself to believe right now. But I think for a majority, I think a reason to feel positive is that even when the bats have been struggling in the last 2 weeks, the starting staff has really picked it up.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And like we've talked about many times, if they're going to win the World Series, I think the most likely way that they win it is because we look back and say, wow, that starting staff really was amazing and they carried them and they were great in the playoffs. And I think that's their best chance. I think it's the best part of the team. So that's huge. The bullpen, though, is what still concerns me. And I know that we've had better outings from some guys. Strom looks better. Hoffman's looked a little better. But on the whole, when we're talking about, especially, I'm watching Anthony Dominguez freaking close out games for the Orioles. Happy we just trade him away. Not like we could have added another reliever or anything. Where you at on the bullpen? Not a bad weekend per se. It was really Taijuan the only real bad pitching outing for the Phils this weekend. But the pen, are you starting to feel better about? I mean, look, Jose Alvarado is where he's at, but the pen as a whole, are you starting to feel better than you were maybe a week and a half ago?
I feel okay. I think the tough part to tell about this weekend is it was almost no high leverage spots. You know what I mean? Like Friday, there was
they were
nothing.
Either down big or up big. Yep.
Yeah. So I can't get too. I'm actually I'm annoyed Max Lazar got sent down.
Me too, dude. I love that guy. I was in on Max Lazar. He competes out there.
He competes. It seems like it's a tough fastball to kind of pick up. It's got a little bit of natural cut to it. So I think the best thing that happened. I would
rather have Max Lazar on the mound than Taijuan Walker. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest thing that happened, hopefully, for the bullpen this weekend is they got some spots. They got some work in not super high leverage spots. So if they're working on things that they need to get right, they can hopefully trend more in that direction to where it's not going to kill the team. Like for the last basically month, it feels like they've come into a bunch of tight games, or they've been coming into games that are losing and they feel like they can't let up another run because they need to keep the offense as close as possible. So I think from the standpoint of, okay, here's go work on some stuff and try to get your stuff back. So I think the most encouraging one and the most important one is Kerkering. I was never really too worried about Hoffman or Strahm. Alvarado still not there, but I thought yesterday was a good step forward. Kerkering being back up to 99, the last 4 outings have looked really, really good. And from that standpoint, they need someone else to emerge, or else they feel an arm short. Estevez, I'm not going to trust really until I see more, but I don't think I'm going to see that much more. Kerkering is a really big guy to put into the high leverage mix with Hoffman and Strahm, where, listen, Hoffman and Strahm you're putting into a game that you want to end, that you want to kill. And Kerkering is that B option if those guys are down. He has to be that kind of guy because it's not Alvarado right now. Jose Ruiz maybe pitching his way into that. But again, we did this with Gregory Soto literally 2 months ago, where it was okay, he's dominating in the 5th and 6th, 7th inning. Let's try some high leverage spots. And within 2 outings, he was an Oriole. So, some guys either have the high leverage stuff or they don't have high leverage, feel. Jose Alvarado, I don't know if he does not, but, it's almost like we did with Soto. I think Kerkering is more likely to be able to do that. So, I thought from that standpoint, it was good to see Kerkering have that kind of weekend.
Yeah, look, and Jose Ruiz obviously has not done it in the playoffs for the Phillies and all that stuff. There's still huge questions to be asked there, but Kerkering's huge. I mean, I feel like no one has quicker innings more consistently than Kerkering. I feel it's you know what I mean? It seems like it's when he's on, it's just bang, 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 done, out, let's go. It's wait, he pitched? How did that? It is wild. When he's on, he really mows him down. All right. What else you got? Take bag. I got nothing else really.
We're going take bag. We're going take bag.
We're 30 minutes in the pot almost. I mean,
Yeah, feels like it's time.
What else you got from the weekend? Give me something.
No, I got a good amount. I got a good amount from in the take bag because again, I'm down here and I hope.
Yeah, you're just sitting outside. We can hear the wind every once in a while. It's nice.
Good. Well, what I did was
adds
I said,
a little ambiance to the pod.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create ambiance.
That's always.
Yeah, and all of them are down at the beach, including Walker. So just have the house to myself, which is great.
You.
There is no more because my brothers-in-law, they gotta do all this stuff. You know what I mean? It's oh, can you go help set up the tent? Oh, can you?
Yeah.
And they just look at me with such disgust of I can't go down right now, guys. I gotta do a podcast. And it's
yeah, that's great.
It's everyone just thinks all Uncle Jack's just doing nothing. He's just messing around.
Yeah.
I'm working. All right, I'm working down here.
Putting food on the table. I mean,
listen, one Miller Lite at a time. One Miller Lite at a time. We are putting money on the table.
That's right.
So yeah, no, so I hope they don't come like running through and possibly ruin this beautiful setup that we have out here. But it was yeah, it's been fun. There's nothing quite like Phil's at the beach. So it's good.
Yeah, the beach, to your point, though, too much effort and work. What you're doing, great. Hang out at the house and do pods, great. The whole, to your brothers-in-law's point, let's go bring the tent down, and let's go bring this. See, we'll set up here, and then we'll do this, and we'll bring all the toys for the kids to play. It's enough already. I just want to relax. That's how I feel. I
tell you what, nothing says relax quite like your voice. That was about
very relaxed, soothing.
Relax!
Soothing, yes.
I just want to relax.
It's a soothing sound that comes out.
Yeah, you always the sultry tones.
Basically the same thing, like white noise. People put that on to sleep, like rain sounds or whatever. You could just listen to me. Same thing.
Yeah, you calling the Masters like Jim Nance. Same kind of vibe. Same kind of vibe. Just always chill.
Shout out to Jim.
Patron
shout out to
Jim.
Yeah.
Still working.
Still working. Yes.
Still currently working.
Not resigned. Yes.
So there's a thing with Rob Thompson, right? Where people think, oh, he just kicks his feet up and lets the guys go do their thing. And if they respond, they respond. If they don't, whatever. Like Rob Thompson, trust them. It was a good moment that the cameras or whatever finally caught him like maybe talking to a guy. The Bone thing was good yesterday. Like he needed to get talked to. First off,
totally. I mean, that was embarrassing.
Well, and listen, obviously you want to do well for your team. And you want to help your team win a ball game, but when it's this is Saturday night, when it's 11-2, and you're finally getting a big win or whatever the score was, and Bryce Harper has to have his hand around you and pick you up. It's like, dude, you're winning. I know you're over 5, but this team needs wins right now. It can't, Alec Boehm's had a great year, but that. I just don't need there's always stories of Utley saying, hey, if I'm 0-4 but we win, I don't care. I just want to win. And I thought it was a little bit much the 0-5 and being upset about it. I know your parents are there. I understand. I know you want to do well, but it's team time. And then
100%.
And then the double play immediately into the field forgets the outs. Come on, man. That's the kind of nonsense that cost teams ball games. And thankfully it didn't cost them a ball game yesterday, but you have to be locked in from Jump Street to get this thing turned around and moving in the right direction. So it was so disappointing, and they ultimately won. It was fine, but having the win Saturday and then immediately come out, forget the outs. It's you can't just think you're back because you win one game. You have to go on a little bit of a run here to really start thinking that you pulled yourself out of this. And I think there's been too many times where they'll win one and be like, there it is, we're back. You have to dig and crawl your way out of this thing. So I thought it was good that Rob Thompson did that, and maybe it sent a message to the rest of the locker room.
Yeah, I think you have to do it. And to your point, you're the cleanup hitter on this team. You gotta there is more expected of you. You are. It bothered me a lot. I hated seeing it, especially because I wouldn't have expected it from Bo. And look, he sat the 2 games kind of out of 3 or out of 4, whatever it was, or what's going on here? Who knows if that's involved in it too? If maybe there's, been him being frustrated or whatever, I don't know. But I'm happy Topper got on that. And you hope that that's the kind of thing that's going to be taken care of immediately, Guy
on a Harley did not respect the podcast.
That was good. It was good muting by you. Yeah, it was good work.
Once you have a producer here, you don't exactly lose the producer.
No, you're not wrong, buddy. You're not wrong.
Yes. Please respect the podcast, sir.
That's true.
Yep. I think it was a good weekend from the standpoint of Bryson Stott seeing more pitches. Obviously the 4-hit game. Now, dude, I have never seen a ball club have a tougher inning than I think the Royals had.
I know. Unbelievable.
You let the ball fall in.
The one right, Bobby Witt's going back and just drops right. It's you got it, I got it. No, right in between them. It was blooper type stuff,
And then it hit and then they hit a rock or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
It hit a rock in the infield.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that since again I played in the PSAC.
Yeah, it happens like once every decade. I feel like there'll be a rock moment,
which is great. Which we needed it. So
Phenomenal.
he had a 4-hit game, but
he'll take it.
But at least from the standpoint of, I thought he was seeing more pitches. I thought he was fouling more pitches off. He got into a couple 3-2 counts. Like, that's fine. Like, you were, at some point, I appreciate trying something new. I appreciate trying to walk more and get on base more. But like, dude, if your specialty is 2-strike hitting and putting the ball in play and hitting 280 or whatever, like, be that guy. I don't need to be a home run guy. Like, if you're a 330 OBP guy, whatever. Like, you don't need to be 380. So maybe he's just not that guy when it comes to the walking stuff. So a good weekend from Stotty. Definitely not using the B word on him yet. We definitely need to see a lot more before.
But that is good. That is good because he's someone we've talked about all year. But he's someone who makes such a difference, especially with the stuff we've been talking about the last few weeks and what we saw this weekend is. The guys who are going to put the ball in play, the guys who are going to move a guy over, the guys who can execute a hit and run, like those type of things. Like you're not going to, there's certain guys who go to the plate. Like you don't want Nick Castellanos doing a hit and run. You just don't. But Bryson Stott can do all those things when he's on. Like he is a really valuable piece in a lineup that doesn't have a lot of guys like him. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, I just again. It was good to see. He needs to be a bat and ball guy. He needs to be hitting 280. He does not like the 240 Stott is not what we need. So it was good from that standpoint. And speaking of like my weekend of Phillies watching, I did I did pull out the phone I was at a wedding on Saturday. And
buddy, did it? You went for it?
Had the people huddled around the phone.
No, it's good work.
Because I was so confused. Like I was like, I would look up. There'd be like whatever first dance. I don't know. And
the nonsense going on, right? Yeah.
And I look back down. All of a sudden, the ball's bouncing over the second baseman's head, and a ball's falling in right field. And then the Royals look like the bad news bears out there. So it was tough to be totally locked in. And then at one point, I looked down and I saw a ball flying into the stands. And I was like, they hit a home run. I didn't know that.
It was like, with JT did what? Oh my God.
Yeah. How about two?
Oh my God. He did it again? I know. By the way, is there anyone luckier on the planet that Garrett Stubbs had the day he did yesterday than Rob Thompson? Because, like, he would have gotten it. If they lose that game and Stubbs stinks, like, destroyed today. Like, people would be absolutely crushing Rob, and honestly, rightfully so. Like when it all worked out when I saw, and I told him 3 days ago he's getting a day off. Like, what are you talking about? Like when after that night for JT to sit the next day, and I know it's a day game, like that was a crazy move, and I'm happy it worked out for Rob because that could have gotten ugly.
I mean, they do have 12 straight games after this. So.
I get it, but it's like the guy hasn't done anything in forever. It's 2 homers. You sit him the next day, like that's just a weird. It's a bad look. Like, and if Stubbs had not a good game, they lost. Like, people would have crushed him. I'm just happy that it didn't play out that way.
It would have been funny too if he didn't get pinch hit 4 in the 9th and they're down 1, and they let Stubby hit with 2 outs. Like that would just added to the misery. So, it was, and Stubbsy, a home run away from the cycle. He admitted
he was going for it, man. He went for it.
Listen, go for it more. Swing looked pretty good.
Yeah,
swing looked like it was launching. So good for Garrett Stubbs. It was good for Garrett Stubbs. All right, what else do we have in here? Marsh had a good week. He's hitting like 286.
Yeah, a couple walks yesterday too. I was like, what?
Dude, by the way, is there a pitcher in baseball besides Taijuan Walker that is more cooked than Will Smith?
Oh, dude, so I couldn't believe he was still in baseball.
Yeah.
I was like, same Will Smith? Like, all right, sure.
Well, I think he's been on a World Series team each of the last 3 years. Yeah. I think he was on the 21 Braves. I think he was on the I think he was on the 22 Astros, and then he's on the Rangers last year.
Yeah, he's definitely on the Astros. Remember, that was the only lefty in the pen. We talked about it.
Yeah, well, he's on the 21 Braves.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was on the Rangers last year too. Wow.
And he's on the Rangers last year.
Good work by Will Smith. Trucking along.
I don't think the Royals. I mean, they could get hot, but
I mean, they're a contender. You know,
if he makes the World Series 4 years in a row, it's a pretty remarkable feat.
it was sign Will Smith is my takeaway. Then I want him as a Philly next year. If the Royals get to if the Royals win the World Series with Will Smith this year, I will pay whatever it takes for Will Smith to be a Philly. Like I'm in.
He is terrible. I mean,
He's horrible.
He's got nothing left. 100%. He has nothing left. You would have appreciated this yesterday. So my nieces are around Zoe's age, and I was, of course, watching the game, trying to be by myself, but couldn't be by myself.
Of course.
And they're just the whole time were like, bad guys putting at the Royals, like blue bad guys, and then red good guys. And at one point, my niece asked me, she clearly, so they live in Iowa, so I don't see them as much, obviously. And she was like, why do you love the Phillies so much? And I was like, so I was trying to explain it to her, but the only way I feel like I could explain it to a 6-year-old is the Phillies are like my family, and I love them. So, and I don't think she got it.
Nope.
Pretty hard for someone to grasp at that young of an age.
Yep.
But I Uncle Jack, that everyone knows, has a job to do. But yes, it was definitely I was trying to explain while watching and then not getting upset. So thankfully they just torched them, and it was easy, and I didn't have to storm out
really dive into the whole thing. And balance the game and the nieces.
Blue bad guys.
Yes.
So
nice and easy. Yes.
That was funny.
That's strong work by you. Yes.
And then the only thing I don't
appreciate the bad guy thing. That's good work by the nieces, like the caring and Yeah,
it's good.
I like that.
The only thing I don't want to see this week is I don't want to see Alvarado and Jordan again. I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, that's like flashback city right there. Yeah, man. I really don't want that. I mean, it'd be nice if they just decided to sit Jordan for the games. I don't know if that's a possibility. Just not have to see him at all. That'd be really cool. Hey, I would love that.
Bring back the DH or bring back pitcher setting in the ML that he has to play.
Honestly, I'll put Schwarber in left field for these games. I will take that sacrifice to get Jordan out of the lineup.
Dude, I can't believe
monster.
And by the way, shame on everyone that covers baseball saying the Astros were dead.
Oh,
the Astros are never dead.
Nope.
They are never dead.
They're going to win the division walking away. They got one of the bigger division leads all of a sudden. It's no problem. Yeah.
It's what they do. Yeah. And it's with again, Cal Tucker's been hurt forever.
For the entire, it's driving me crazy. Guy is the best month and a half of the season ever to start the season. Then he gets hurt, and he hasn't. It's thanks, great.
The staff is so piecemeal together. I mean, Framber's been pretty good, but and my guy, I'm nervous for the Phillies against
Arrighetti or whatever. Yeah,
he's good. I love him.
Yeah, he's got the stuff.
He's gonna be a Fritz guy next year, no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's good, Arrighetti. I don't like him. Yeah,
he's a curveball machine. So not as good as our curveball machine, but he's a pretty good curveball machine. Yes. Thank you. But yeah, the Astros.
Good. That was really good.
The Astros coming it down. I mean, going from this and then 4 against the Braves, it's a massive week for the boys.
It's a big week, man. Especially it's heading into September. It's both a big week just naturally, and it also feels like, the meaning of it. It just feels bigger. It's we're starting September. It's go time. This is the month that historically has not been awesome to us. So
historically, they've gotten off slow starts.
That's true. They flipped it around this year. Yeah.
And not to say the Phillies are the B word, but maybe that they have found something and they're going the opposite this year. So we'll see. But Taijuan Walker is slated to start Thursday, I believe, to open the Braves series.
Great.
And I tell you what would be a bad idea, letting Taijuan start the Braves series.
So maybe is there a reverse Trey Turner thing that could be done here? If they actually do roll Taijuan out Thursday, a standing boo or something to start the game, a way to let them know that we're not okay with Taijuan Walker. Is that?
I don't know.
No. Why not? We don't need to do anything because that's what people are going to do. People are going to boo the moment he takes them out. Oh, that's what's going to happen. It will take
care of itself, especially if they
it will.
If they, God forbid, lose 2 or 3 to the Astros and they go down early against the Braves.
Oh my God! Can you even imagine? Oh
No,
God.
it would be awful. It's both an exciting week, but a very, very, very stressful week.
It's a terrifying week. It is far more terrifying than exciting, but fingers crossed. Yeah.
That's what we're here for. Oh, projecting confidence. Always projecting confidence. Yes. No one better. No one better.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it would be hard to project confidence. Right.
And then final thing, just as general baseball, who would be your AL MVP if Ohtani was having the season in the AL? If he stayed in the AL?
It's still Judge, but like
he's having a 40-40 year.
Dude, I know he is. Dude, it's insane. I saw a wild stat that statistically, and granted, you could argue like what statistics are being used and all that, but in terms of like the overall statistical profile, Ohtani's 40-40 season this year would rank as the 11th best statistical season of Barry Bonds' career.
Really? Nice.
That's what I saw.
What about Judge's year? Is Judge's year?
I don't know. I didn't see the Judge thing. I think it would go Judge, Ohtani, Witt would be my order. But like again, like Bobby Witt is the one who's like, we're not even mentioning the guy. No. Like he's the best defensive shortstop in the sport. He's batting almost 350 he's going to go 30-30 or 30-40 or whatever the hell he's going to do. Like, and it's like, oh yeah, nice season. Like he's an MVP, like 19 out of 20 years in baseball. It's
unbelievable. Oh, and by the way, the NL would just be Ozuna and Lindor. Like that would basically be the NL MVP.
I know.
It'd be so disappointing.
Thank God for Ohtani there.
Yeah. So yeah, Witt's having and by the way, like Soto's had a ridiculous season too.
Soto's had an insane year. Yeah, totally.
So
like,
pretty good.
So, if it weren't for Ohtani, like all of those guys would win the NL MVP going away. Like
yeah. So but yeah, the AL if those two were over there would be insane. And I think I saw something yesterday that Judge, the first player in baseball history to have 50 home runs, 100 walks, and 120 RBIs by September.
He's he's also I think he's something about the first guy of 50 in 3 separate seasons, like first guy since some long time. Like it's unbelievable. I mean, it's not September, it's August 26th. He's got 51 home runs. It's crazy. Like it really
he went from
crazy.
Probably not definitely not a Hall of Famer.
To like a
3 years,
stone cold Hall of Famer. He's gonna hit like. He might hit 600 plus home runs in his career, more. Like
it's just funny that I thought these offensive kind of seasons were dead. Like the year that
Ryan Howard had
58,
306 and the 58. Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's like we're never gonna see that again. I mean, he's doing it again. So there's still.
It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts.
It's pretty good, but the Yankees are still mediocre, so hate to see it.
Hate to see it. Love to see it. All right. All right, you got anything else?
I'm going to go to the beach.
Oh, dude, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
That's great. Have fun, buddy. All right. We'll be back later in the week, react to the Astros series. Like, please.
Don't let the Phils take 2 or 3. Don't let the Phils take 2 or 3.
There it is. And don't say the B word.
Don't say the B word.
No
monitoring. B word. Don't say it.
He's Fritz and Seltzer.